Time flew like a bird, and here we are already ahead of the match AC Milan versus Lecce. Do you know where Lecce is? Lecce, it's a very beautiful city which is located in Puglia, which is in the beautiful heel of the boot, of that beautiful, sexy boot that is Italy. And if you've never visited Lecce, I think you should because it's really, really beautiful. It's like a Baroque style city, let's say. You can clearly see the influence of Rome there because you got the theater, the amphitheater, the Duomo is really beautiful. You got a lot of nice museum to visit. The food is good too, but everywhere the food is good in Italy. If you ever been in Italy, you know that the food is good everywhere. The emblem of Lecce is the tree and the she wolf, which are what gave the name to Lecce. Anyway, let's talk about football. AC Milan is in a good position because the past match day was very favorable for us. Juventus and the Napoli tied. Inter lost to us, and even Atalanta lost to Como. I watched Napoli Juventus, and it was a really, really, I would say, boring match. Tactically speaking, was very, very blocked. Both teams didn't want to risk anything really. We saw that even Conte tried a different formation. Usually he uses the three-man line defense. This time he had four. So an overall boring match. Atalanta seems like Atalanta's playstyle is really harsh on the players. It requires a lot of physical athleticism to pull up. And yeah, Sergio Roberto is it's just amazing. So let's start with the bad news. Morata suffered a small injury during training, so most likely he won't be playing against Lecce, which it's a pity, but we can also understand why the 4-2-4 that Fonseca wants to do is not very sustainable with the same players. Because if one of those players get injured, then there are problems. Fonseca himself said that Jovic cannot do the kind of job that Morata does. So what is it Jovic gonna do from now on? How he's gonna be used? Because we wanted to sell him, but we didn't. So I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea what is going to happen with Jovic. Probably, maybe Camarda will see more playtime than Jovic in the end. Who knows? So, no Morata. In a way, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't need Morata to win against Lecce. But on the other side, and this can be an interesting opportunity to see what we can do without the two strikers, right? Morata and Abraham. What happens when one of them is not playing? Can we still like play well like we did with the derby? Because that kind of play style obviously takes a lot of energy, and not all the games AC Milan players are gonna going to run like we did against Inter. Obviously, overall the formation stays the same. So the only difference that which I think we're gonna see, is Morata out for, they say, Loftus-Cheek. So we're gonna go back to the 4-2-3-1 basically, right? We're gonna have Abraham and then Loftus-Cheek behind the Abraham and Reinders and Fofana. So I don't know if they're gonna do the same. They're gonna switch roles, Reinders and Fofana, and the usual stuff. We will see what happens. Gabbia is gonna be in the starter, uh, obviously. So Pavlovic is gonna be on the bench. I am, though, curious to see Gabi and Pavlovic together in a game to see how they work together. We're gonna have Hernandez and then Emerson, the King Royale, and Pulisic and Leao. So this match is perfect for us to give like continuity after the derby, because Lecce is not like an impossible opponent to defeat, but we don't have to underestimate our opponents like we did with Parma. Parma, by the way, that the only match that won until now was against us. So, small teams, I've said this before, but small teams in Italy are nasty because when they defend all together, well, they're hard to crack. In Milan, since we attack with so many players, we can't create many chances usually. The problem is that we don't always score those chances, and I think today is very important to score as soon as we can, so that then like Lecce will have to attack us, and then we can counterattack and make this game easier than it should be. Regarding the other matches that we're gonna have into this match day, we have Udinese against Inter. Udinese actually did a really, really good start and just lost his first game in the previous match day. So Inter right now they're in a weird phase. So I don't know what is gonna happen there, and I'm curious to see. But like Inter is stronger than Udinese, obviously. So and then another interesting match is gonna be Torino Lazio. Torino that is surprising everybody right now, and it's at the top of the standings with 11 points. Obviously, I don't expect Torino to stay there. At some point, it's gonna drop and be in the middle. I see of the board, but who knows? Who knows? Like it might be able to do what Bologna did. Who knows? It's still too early to have a clear understand of the standings. Even like in the relegation side of things, we have Venezia, obviously, that we all thought he was gonna fight for relegation. Then Monza and Cagliari, right? But they're all in the same spot. They're all like a few points ahead, so it's hard to say anything. After this match day, maybe you're gonna have like a clearer view of what things might look like. So I think AC Milan, has to take advantage of this situation now, because our next game is going to be against Fiorentina and then Udinese, which are not impossible games by any means. But every match is different, and we never know, because AC Milan could do like one step ahead and 10 steps back. So, that's possible too. Anyway, let me know what you think, if you're gonna watch this game or not, and at what time are you watching these games? Because I know that the time zones are different for everybody, and sometimes are a pain. Like for example, my time zone. Despite being Italian, I do not live in Italy, and the games here, when they are in Italian Standard Time, which is like 8:45, here is 3:45 in the morning. So sometimes, like the derby, it was right like at 3 a.m. in the morning on a Monday morning. So next day, you gotta work, and geez, geez, that's tough. That's tough. So I'm very curious to know what kind of time zones you're in, and what are the sacrifices that you do to watch AC Milan, right? Because in the end, we are giving our time for this team, for this passion of us. Let me know what you expect from this game, and let's enjoy some football. And I will see you after this match. Forza Milan sempre. And yeah, bye bye. Ciao ciao.